I was in Israel in 2020, and I actually visited the headquarters that sat right outside of Gaza that was responsible for securing the area. I thought the security was airtight, and they had covered every conceivable base that you could. They knew who was doing something in Gaza almost before the individual inside Gaza knew he was doing it, to the point where someone in Gaza took a shot at an Israeli soldier in one of the guard towers that overlooked this giant sort of barbed wired, fenced in concentration camp. And they knew which person had actually fired the round. I mean, they had this thing nailed. Now, we also know that before this began, there was a group of Israeli women. These were women serving in the Israeli Defense Force who were given the responsibility to monitor everything that was happening inside Gaza. It was an intelligence cell. And you have to understand the Israelis are very smart in the way they utilize human capital. When you come into the Israeli Defense Force, they put you through a battery of tests and they determine where you can be most useful and helpful to the national defense. And then they assign you accordingly. So these women were picked up for their intelligence, their understanding, their command of languages, and so forth. And they reported that there were preparations obviously underway inside Gaza for a very long time, indicating that something really big was building. And they kept telling people and telling people and telling people, telling the chain of command, the people who were in charge. The answer was, well, thank you very much. We've got that covered. Nothing changed. Then you had the deputy chief of intelligence in Egypt, the Egyptian military, the day before the attack, who called to warn that this attack was imminent and described that it could be very dangerous. And he was thanked for his interest in Israel's national defense, and nothing was done. And then you have this long delay before Israeli forces actually show up on the scene, and then they start killing everybody. And when I say everybody, I'm also talking about, unfortunately, a number of Israeli citizens, along with whatever else they could find that was moving out of the country back into Gaza. The whole thing is very, very suspicious.